weep, grana weep, nitty bong, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. And today on my channel we've reached the final boss of New Age Legendary Heroes Take on Devastator. This video we will be looking at the fully combined version and what that looks like, because the fully combined version fits into this frame. Is it cheating? Is it cheating to have a frame? Let's find out. So first up, as always on my channel, let's check a look at this box. And this box art is just super cool. Massive, nice look at Devastator here. Some writing all over this that I can't fully appreciate, unfortunately. Lovely detailing, hand-drawn animation on the side. We get some, I think this is a Digibash, no, this is product shot, and this is a product shot. His name is, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Around the other side here, we can see all of these little items here that go together to make their take on Devastator. Obviously, if you want to check out my reviews on each and every one of these, you will see them in this, but I do have all of those in the other videos that I've done. Very cool product shot here as well. And then we also get warning, don't eat your children because they have small parts. Both sides are identical. And then on the bottom we get this lovely piece of animation as well. Animation, I keep calling it animation. It's a drawing, it's just a drawing. He also comes with the Destructions, and the Destructions has an awful hand-drawn version of Devastator here, and just shows how they simply go in, how everything clicks together. And to be fair, it's quite a simple transformation. Everything just kind of folds up a little bit and then goes into the frame. So for this, I will show the transformation. I don't usually show the transformation, but today I'll show the transformation. So first up, let's check a look at the frame itself, and you can see it's pretty much Devastator already. He's just not got any legs, so we can see whether everything's going to fit in. The little pegs here at the sides. The arms, very much reminiscent of like Menasor, I guess, when you just kind of clip things on, and this is the way it's going to be. The arms are already in free mode here with fully articulated hands with multiple parts of articulation, but again we'll look at that once we get the whole thing together. The head sculpt on this dude is super cool. I really like the head on this guy. I think he's awesome, but again we'll check a closer look at this dude when he's in his bot mode. And then at the back, obviously, is very clean. There's not much going on because everything fits into this frame. The frame is made of very nice feeling plastic. It has a really nice feel to it. I don't feel like this is actually gonna, you know, fall apart or it's too soft or anything like that. It feels like very good quality plastic with metal pieces on it, as well as some die cast in this, and we'll get to that when we get to the main bit. But all in all, yeah, good start. Alright, so time for the Constructicons to unite and become Devastator, the most powerful robot. So first off, let's prep this dude, move up the hook, and then unhinge this section so that we can then separate everything out like this. Then you're going to get the hand and turn the hand around and put the fists down. So turn this hand here, turn it around and put the fist down. Then close this section back down and bring it around and then lock it in together. And then that is perfect. Next up, we're going to take the wheels on this one, move the wheels out, and then move the wheels out, so you've got them kind of legs akimbo like that, and then just separate this section here, and then you want to rotate that down just so it sits there like that, and then we'll do more with it in a second. So he can just sit there like that, ready to go. Next up, we take Mixmaster, and this one's a little tricky, so pull out the full toe here. So you get the toe, and then you're gonna like fold it out, and then you're gonna make sure that these bits kind of stay here, because when you look at this side, this is the bottom. Okay, these two sections here are actually going to pop out in a second, which we'll do in a bit. But you need to straighten out up here, flatten down up here. You have tabs here, get this into focus, tabs here and here, and then you have tabs here and here. So pop out this section. This tab is going to go into here, and then these tabs here on the side of the legs are going to go into this. So you need to kind of bring it round, keep it flat, while at the same time, so these sections here, make sure that they are in this position, and then you can kind of bring everything, there we go, in like that, and then you'll see that this will just go in there quite nicely, but it all locks together very, very well. Then once you've formed the leg, you should have something that looks a little bit like this, but what you then need to do is go underneath and grab this section and pull it out, and grab this section. Now at this point, and you'll see mine's doing a little bit, this is where you might start to lose the tabs on the top here when you're pulling this out, because when I pull mine out, these are quite stiff joints, which obviously is good, but what it does is it pulls everything out from underneath here, which then folds this in and then untabs this. So just make sure that after you've done that, you've aligned everything back up, and so yeah, you've aligned everything back up and all the tabs are back in. Then we come to the top here, and we quite simply just untab this section. All right, so there's the leg ready to be connected. First leg, there we go. So stage one of the second leg is to bring this up like so. We then flatten this section down here. Nope. Yeah, flatten this section down like that, so it actually kind of concertinas back, so it was kind of like this. Yeah, but what we're going to do is fold it forwards and then back on itself, so it concertinas back down as it was. Then with it like this, we'll pull out these two arms that are here and that are here. So we've got those two sections there. Flip them upside down, just like your classic Devastators, really, so that you've got a little bit of added support there. Now that you have it like that, all you want to do is, you see this, there's a gap here, so you just want to close everything off together. So just push it down. There we go, and everything is then transformed, ready for another foot. So first of all, we're going to give him his massive dumper on the back here. So we arch this section up right here, and then all that happens is the cab fits inside there, and there's a little, if I can see it, there's a little tab there for him to go into, and a little tab on the bottom of here. So just quite simply drive him in, push it in so it's tabbed all the way in, and then connect that section. And then you've got this tab here, bring it down. You got this tab here that connects into these tabs here to just lock everything down again, and then you have two tabs here and here to go right there, and then you have a very secure back on him right there. That's pretty damn cool. Okay, so now we're going to work on this section here, and we're actually going to put the chest piece in. There's a little hook here which you can just flick over, and a little hook here which you just flick over. Move the arms down and the head out. Then you bring hook in, and he has this little tab here which is going to connect into this little tab here to make sure that everything's in the right locale. And then you just put the arms back up first, so you can see how they're splayed out like this. Put them in. Wrong way. My bad. Head on first. Head goes back down. Then the arm sections go back in. And then clamp it down with those two hooks there. And then the hook goes back. And we can see there's the chest putting in. And he's becoming quite a weighty individual now, which is pretty cool. Next up, we're going to do this arm right here, and this is probably the simplest of all of them. You have tap, 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 tap. Click it in, and there's your arm, and then you can just fold this bit down. I really hope that these tabs hold well. Well, they do. Yeah, they do. Alright, I'll give you that. Now moving on to the other arm, and no worries on this one about whether or not it's going to hold on, because the first thing you do is untap this section and untap this section here, and you have the tab here on the side and the tab here on the side of this one. And what they're going to do is just tab onto the side of the arm here and the side of the arm here, and then there's a final tab that goes in here. So this is like a three-way tab on this one that just fits very, very, very nicely. So you just fit that in and position this one, and then finally clamp that down, and there's your arm. And then you position this. It says to position it like this, but you can position it however the hell you want. Now we move on to the legs, and similar to the arms, there's very specific legs that have to go on each one. So this one, you can see that we have the tab here that has to tab onto this section, and then we have the tabs here on the legs that will tab into the top. So we tab, tab, and we clamp, basically, is the way that this works. So tab, tab, and clamp. So when I say clamp, this actually posts in there like a letterbox. So extend this, and in it goes like so. So your leg for Devi should look like that. That is very, very, very secure. They've done some great work here. Final leg, and we're going to just separate these top bits here, because by separating the two top bits here, we're going to allow for clamping onto the tab that's just under here, just like that. And there we go. We have our fully transformed Devi. Okay, so now we have our fully transformed final version of Devastator here, and this is an outstanding piece. Just the look of it is absolutely fantastic. I love it. I absolutely adore the way that this thing looks. It feels very solid in hand. That head sculpt that we saw before is absolutely perfect. And as we look down the body now, we can see all of that molded detailing really coming into play. That classic purple Devastator chest piece here. Lovely, lovely, gorgeous fluorescent green as Devastator should be. The legs look just bob on. Pretty thin as well when it comes to looking at the legs. No big issues there. I do think maybe these feet are a little bit too thin on this one, which impacts it when it comes to posability a little bit. I'll show that in a second. When we look at the back, obviously the truck maybe is a little small on the back for a classic Devastator. It would have been nice to have it a little bit bigger, but everything else is just absolutely perfect. The plastic, the die cast, everything on this just comes together to make an immense Devastator. Fantastic. Looks outstanding. Time to check a look at the articulation on this dude then, and this again is where the frame for this is really going to come into its own. Articulation, you're going to get a full 360 on his head. He goes all the way down, he gets some articulation all the way to the back. This piece here, these articulate forwards so you can get a full range of motion on the arms, full 360 here. Extends out very nicely as well to about here. And then you'll also get a full nice twist of that arm at the elbow. Nice when you do bend the elbow, you get this lovely, lovely detailing here, which is all die cast as well, and that just adds real nice look to this. Shiny, chromed out, very, very cool. Hand articulation here is awesome, and you get 3 points of articulation. 2 points of articulation, sorry, on each finger as well. So his fingers are fully posable with a fully opposable thumb, which also has added points of articulation on it as well. When we get to the waist, you'll get a full 360 on his waist and ab crunch. Look at that. The dude has ab crunch as well. These these skirts that he has, these kind of hip skirts, you can maneuver the hip skirts so you can get a full range of motion in those lovely ratcheted legs. Not quite a full bend, but very, very cool. All the way to the front isn't ratcheted, but still holds all the weight of everything, and that's what's important here. So nice range of motion. Get Grimlock out, and can he do his ninja kick to kick Grimlock away? No, maybe he can't. Again, this might come down to the one challenge that I feel he has with regards to his foot. Can I get him to balance on it? He feels like he wants to, but he just feels a little bit like I've gone over. There we go. We can kind of get it. But then when we get here as well, we're going to get some thigh swivel. We're also going to get a nice knee bend. And again, with that added detailing inside the knee, that's awesome. And look at the super extension you're going to get there. That is absolutely amazing. Very, very cool. Hyperextend his knee without damaging it too much. And then the foot is pretty much locked into place, but you do get ankle rocker and you get forwards and back. Oh no, sorry, that's tabbed in. So you don't get as much as I would hope there. But you do get some ankle rocker, which is pretty cool. And that knee extension is awesome. This foot for me is definitely the weakest of the feet. He does stand up on it, obviously, and he stands up very well on this. But for me, that foot is the weakest of all of them. I think it's always the same with Devastator. This one, because he kind of sits on almost like high heels on this one, it does feel a little weak when compared to this foot, which is really stable. Extra features on this bot then. First of all, he has the awesome light up eyes. And if you can see that properly here, if I just shut my lights off for a second, you'll probably be able to see that a little bit better. So there we go. You can see his fantastic light up eyes. And then he also has this bit here where we can flip it out and we can flip this piece down and we can give him his cool dude shades. So he's got his cool dude shades as well hidden inside his head. So I like that a lot. That's very cool. I prefer Devi with his cool dude shades, so that's what I'll be doing. The switch is here just on the side of his head to turn the lights off, and the batteries go in the back. So the frame also comes with another accessory, and that is this pretty cool looking blaster. And his blaster comes with sound and light effects, so that's actually pretty cool. And this just tabs into Devi's hand. Move his thumb, he's got a classic tab here when you can actually get it in. Move the thumb, let it focus. So you just tap the tab straight into the hand there, and there he'll stand with his gun in all his glory, looking pretty cool. So that's it for the accessories. Apparently there is an accessories pack that's going to be coming for this dude as well, but I certainly didn't receive it. I know some other retailers are giving it away for free. The retailer where I got mine from hasn't said whether or not there'll be an accessory pack given away for free to those who've purchased this, but you know, if you watch this channel often enough, I don't like accessory packs. So that's the big disappointment for me with this, that you don't get everything that you want with this figure for one price. You have to buy another upgrade kit to get the full look, which is a little bit disappointing. Time for a quick size comparison then, and if we compare him to Galvatron, we can see the Galvatron's about knee high here to him, and if you want to know how big that is to compare to your Hasbro figures, then if we take the 86 Hot Rod, then 86 Hot Rod is up to about his crotch level. So he's not the biggest Devastator, but he is a very nice Devastator. Final thoughts on this dude then, and would I recommend him? Hell yeah. hell yeah, I really like this figure. Love what New Age are doing with their legend scale figures at the moment. And you know, is a frame cheating? Not if it gives me a Devastator like this. The only challenge I have with this figure is this foot. I do think that they could have designed this foot a little bit better. It makes things a little bit unstable, but everything else, absolutely outstanding. Well done, New Age. Love this figure. Love what New Age are doing this year. Probably my favorite Transformers brand of 2021. Outstanding. Let me know your thoughts on this dude down in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!